thought his name was Zane.
You thought his real name was Zane?
Yeah, I was calling him Zane, and then I realized it's not his name. I was like, wait, hold on. Let me take it back. Hey.
He's like, hi, nice to meet you, Phil. Oh, that's a backup?
It's a backup battery.
Oh, it's a backup battery? Damn. You don't have to have the candle right next to you or something.
Or put the water in. Okay.
There we go. And then we got Viv. Let me see, where's her
You got the smoke effect in your can.
Yeah, there we go. The Zane can't see me now.
Special effects.
Yeah, my bad. Maybe y'all to turn me down. I get a little loud. Nah, I'm just joking with y'all. Tay, you good? Do you hear me? Am I muffled, Tay?
Okay, when I drink water too fast, I get
You can hear me better than normal? Alright. So the interns over there are doing something good. But alright, yeah, y'all, whenever y'all ready, we good.
Yeah, I'm done.
Bob, just let us know. Alright, what up, everybody? Therapy Without a Degree, chapter 101. Feels good to be in the hundreds. This is kind of cool.
That is awesome.
So, across from me, you already know, we got Nat Cruz.
Hey, how y'all doing tonight?
She's in the building. And Zane, he's slipping, man. He's slipping. He's like, nah, we made it in the hundreds, and that's it. I don't need to show up no more. Fuck y'all. Nah.
He's gonna hear the playback and be like, damn, you played me.
Nah, because he knows I have to fuck with him.
Oh,
right?
of course,
I have
that's
to
what
fuck
friends
with
do.
Nah, but he did say, he's like, nah, I'm taking a personal Friday. I'm like, bro, I don't give you sick days. Fuck out of here. Yeah, you don't get benefits. If I don't get a fucking sick day. And then, we got Tay, man. Yo, what up, Tay?
Yo, what's going on with y'all?
What's up, yo? Isn't it crazy, man? Zane just thinks he can call out on one-on-one. It's fucked up, yo.
Hey, look, I wasn't on chapter 1, so I can't say that.
Yeah, but we let you slide, bro. You're out of state. you're out of state, so you already kind of get a pass. You know what I'm saying? And you be running 19 miles a day. Actually, wait a minute. I just realized this is gonna be a really dope episode because we got like 2 fitness freaks on this shit.
Yeah.
Yo, this is what's up. We just realized this. So, with that being said, let me actually introduce our very, very special guest. We got Vivian in the building. Beast Mode Viv.
What's up, everybody? It's Beast Mode Vivian.
Hey, there she is. Look at you out here killing it with the videos.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I told Zane too. I was like, yo, you don't give me no warning. Nah, like you can't. Like even you, Viv. Like, how dare y'all make that video and not even give me a warning? Like he sent it to me, and you usually like when you sending something that fire and that heat, you know.
He's like, you gotta sit down for it.
No, like you gotta let someone know. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be like, no, before you open your email, just giving you a warning. It's just kind of nuts. He ain't even send no memo, no nothing. He ain't even text me saying it was coming. I didn't think.
He just pulled the Drake on you. That's what he did.
That's what I'm saying. It was like that, like the Eminem album, just dropping out of nowhere. I'm like, bro, relax. Like, I really didn't think it was gonna be that. Like, I know, like, y'all, like, you're dope at what you do, and he's dope at what he does, but that shit came out fire.
It was a great combination. It was super cinematic. That's what I really loved about it. Like, the whole process, just that first scene, you going, and then you just drop your bag. I'm like, oh, shit, it's gonna get real. The bag drop. And it's like, that needs to just be a meme. Like, when you go to the gym, you drop your bag, but extra hard. The whole gym shakes. You're like, oh, it's gonna be a good day today.
So, what I want to know is, did you guys plan the bag drop?
Yo, that was all Zane.
Did he tell you to direct the bag?
Yeah, he directed the whole thing because I'm not a director, I'm not a photographer, I'm just into fitness, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I'm a mom.
Hey, talk your shit.
So when he told me, drop your bag and then look hard, and I'm like,
okay.
Look hard? I was like, this is awesome.
Worked.
Yeah, because he told me everything what to do, so he's really good at what he does. Yeah, because if it was up to me, it would have been like, shit.
Nah, but the other one you did was fire too, though.
Which one?
The old clips, the videos and stuff.
Oh, but he did an amazing job. I think he did like the best so far.
Yeah. Word, yeah, that's dope. So, all right. So, what y'all do today? Tay, what'd you do today, man? What's going on with you, man? You working hard today or what?
Yeah, so I worked out today. We got our boot camp tomorrow, so I set up
That's cute.
Yo, they be doing some wild shit over there.
In North Carolina? That's
like,
awesome.
Nah, like they be doing twerk aerobics.
Twerk aerobics.
They do twerk aerobics for real. Yeah.
No
like,
way.
That's a workout though. Shake your ass for a long time. That's a workout.
Yo,
You bugging. My knees hurt.
yo, Tag, how long you got those girls like twerking in there? And whose idea was that? Whose idea was that? Now that I think about. See, he just totally
my
avoided the
God.
question. Whose idea was? See? Nah, whose idea was the twerk aerobics? Like, who just said, like, yo, we're just gonna get girls to twerk and we're gonna say it's fitness?
They've been going for like an hour, and what makes it weird, the host of our class that do it, she's like, can you like film and like record us? I was like, I don't want to be on personal stage while y'all twerking. Kind of awkward, but I mean, I got you. If you need me to.
Nah, see, that's the PC answer. The real answer was like, yo, if you're gonna twerk in here, you gotta pay me $10. Like, you each gotta pay me $10, and then he was like, yo, fuck it, we just make this shit into a class, and then you all gotta pay me $10 to twerk.
Mm-hmm.
But that's dope, man. This guy be doing some wild shit over there. Now, what'd you do today?
I worked. No, it was good. It was a good day. It was impromptu busy, what I like to call it, where consults turn into clients, and then you're like, oh, okay, I didn't expect to work on you today, but I'm making some money. So it was nice, man. I got to paint for like maybe the first hour, had lunch, and then it was just bombed from 3 to 7:30. I actually left work at like 7:50. I'm like, fuck, I'm running late.
What are some things you tattooed?
So I did some writing on the hip today, then I did a couple behind the ear tattoos. I did some writing on the forearm. Nothing crazy, but just little stuff that kept me busy throughout the day. Plus, oh my gosh, confirming these artists for the show. We'll talk about that later.
Hey, look at this. Look at that. Light plug. Let me see the list real quick. I
Yeah.
Actually, I don't remember the first thing was, what was it? Oh yeah, Mr. Freeze meets Elsa.
What is that?
Yo, it was like -1,000,000 degrees. Like, you guys don't think Mr. Freeze and Elsa like met up these past couple days? And was like just trying to take over the world?
That's climate change.
Yo, but what do y'all think? Like, yo, that shit was like -50 in Chicago.
Yeah. And it was like 75 plus in the Arctic Circle. And that's not good.
Yeah, I don't know. You think the world's about to be over?
I have no idea. It's going crazy though.
Like, yo, that's mad. They told her, like, don't even open your mouth. That's what they said. No, for real, dead ass.
Who said that?
In Chicago, they said, because it was that cold, it was like -50.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was
to
dead.
me.
It was really dead ass, like -50 in Chicago. That's what it felt like.
What?
Yeah, it was like really like -12, but they said it felt like -50, and they were literally telling people like, don't even open your mouth.
That's crazy. I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, now look it up. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like mad cold. And meanwhile, Tay's over in North Carolina, probably in like 60-degree weather.
Yeah.
He's just chilling. In the 30s? Okay.
It's north.
Every morning I wake up, it's like 2 degrees. It goes to get up to like 55 on the day.
That's nice.
But
Yeah.
like last week has been like in the mid-30s. Today was 55. Crazy thing is, this week
Nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice kind of over here in the next couple of days too. It's just mad bipolar. But like, I was kind of pissed, man, that it was so cold, because I was like, damn, we were talking to Tay the other day, and we almost had him up here. Like, he was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna come out there soon with like some family, and then it's like -30.
In a couple jackets.
Now he's probably like, fuck
Please.
that. Like, word, fuck. Nah, you're gonna need it. You're gonna need everything, man. It gets fucking disrespectful over here. Yeah, no, we gotta do that, man. Okay, I'm trying to look at this list over here. Alright, so this other list I had before we actually get into, because I want to ask Viv mad shit. So. But I think this kind of goes hand in hand with you, and that's why I wrote it down, is because, you know, you've been committed for like a really, really long time. Like, you don't stop. You've been putting in work. Like, you be in the gym twice. Like, she be doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I can't even say it. That's how bad I'm probably at it. You be doing jiu-jitsu. You be in the
Jiu-jitsu, yeah.
gym. You're mom. You doing mad shit. But at least when it comes to like your fitness and everything, you be mad committed. So I saw this quote and it reminded me of you and everything you do. So it was commitment is staying true to what you said you would do, long after the mood in which you have set it and has left.
So true. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like way before it's even, you know, that mood is gone, you still stay committed.
Of course. 'Cause
So like,
nobody's always motivated, you know, so it's like really up to you to stay committed to your goals. And it's very important to have a goal as well. If you have like no direction, no purpose, you're kind of just like winging it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you actually have a goal, like I want to hit this weight, or I want to compete in this competition, or whatever it is, like, and you just stick the path. It's kind of like one of my favorite quotes. I think it's like, fail to plan, plan to fail. That's how it goes. Yeah.
word, I like that.
So I wanted to talk to you about that actually a little bit, because there's a lot of people that are, this is gonna be their first time being introduced to you. So tell us how you started your fitness journey, right? And then how, like, where that passion stems from, and then how do you got to the point of your commitment today, and then you, your personal trainer as well,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit more about that.
Woo.
Yeah,
Well,
no, listen,
Yeah,
it's
because
relapse.
even someone that, because, you know, for the listeners who don't know, like, I actually, you know, I grew up with you, like, so where did that come from? You know what I'm saying? Like, where did that spark hit? You know what I mean? Or was it just a hobby at first, or what was, you know, like, what even got you into it?
Well, if I'm perfectly honest, so I had like two fitness journeys. One in high school, I just grew up eating regular Spanish food, orange juice, not really a lot of water, just regular food. And I wasn't into sports, but then I had like a scary visit to the doctor saying, hey, you're like pre-diabetic, like, and you're low on these vitamins or whatever. And I was like, oh, shit, I gotta change up everything. And he was like putting a scare into me. You might be pre-diabetic. You might have to chop off your foot.
Like,
And I was
that's
just
real.
like, yeah, so it hit me at a young age, like, oh, wow. And then he taught me how to eat, how to supplement. I was running track, I played soccer. Then after high school, you know, I was just into my studies or whatever, and then I stopped doing sports. I kind of was like drinking all the time, whatever, partying.
Typical.
Yeah, you know, people, freshman 15, that's what they call it.
Yeah,
Once
right.
you like stop going to high school, you gain all that weight. Yeah, so I gained weight, and then I didn't know what I wanted to study in school, and I actually ended up dropping out. I was having daddy issues, boyfriend issues, and I was actually in a very dark place. Very, like, suicidal place. Like, I didn't know what to do with my life. Like, no purpose. So my mom did, like, the best thing and sent me to Colombia for, like, 3-4 months to live out there with my family.
Yeah.
Away from social media, away from, like, alcohol and friends and bad habits. So, like, over there, I really got to be namaste with myself again.
Yeah.
Because I was just around family, and like I kind of realized I was putting myself into a depression. I know it's kind of like a long story about my fitness.
No,
No, we
that's
want
good.
all of
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No,
All
but,
right.
but that's real, and that's dope. I didn't know you went out there.
Yeah. So, you know, that's when I realized my depression was kind of like a choice. I mean, it's different for everybody, but for me, I realized I just kept putting myself in this dark place. Like, I don't know what I want to study. And I was constantly mad at my dad and how I grew up, and like I was mad at my boyfriend with my high expectations. And then like when I came back, all I did was run every day. I would listen to music. I just did things that made me feel good.
Yeah.
And I was eating things that made me feel good. So really, I was just finding my happy place. And then ever since then, it just became habit for me. Run, dance, work out, push-ups, be strong, eating super healthy, drinking water. And then, what else?
Would you say you kind of got like addicted to it?
Yeah, I just love the way I felt. I just love that I found myself. I got out of a dark place, and during that time, I actually met my ex fiance, boyfriend, whatever. We actually shared a kid together, and he was also into fitness. He was a MMA fighter, so he actually like got me into boxing. So that was like another kind of fitness that got into my life.
Word, yeah.
He got me into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is another type of fitness in my life. So it's just like I already had this aspect, like lifting weights, running, cardio, and then now I have like MMA in my life.
Yeah.
Then so I've been doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for 5 years now.
Yeah, you're a beast. I see you doing that. How did that even, like, where did that come from?
The
From
Brazilian
him,
Jiu-Jitsu.
from doing MMA and stuff?
Yeah, exactly. Because he always wanted me to like learn how to defend myself. Because it's a really good self-defense. You know, like realistically, you're not always gonna be able to knock out somebody that's bigger than you, taller than you, stronger than you. So in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it's kind of like a good way to like take somebody down, isolate their arms or their neck or whatever, and you know, just like at least buy time until the cops come or something, you know, or you could choke them out and just leave them unconscious for a little bit, like. So it's a really good self-defense, and it's really amazing what your body could do.
So you would say, I mean, overall, at first it was kind of like a therapy for you.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Probably definitely was, you know.
It took me out of a very dark place.
Yeah.
And now, like, you know, I love helping people get out of their dark places because I've been there. I've been to the worst of the worst because, like I said, I was actually, like, suicidal at one point.
Yeah.
So I love what I do, and that's what got me into it.
What do you think? Do you think it was seeing the results, or do you think it was just how you felt overall, like being healthy, you know? Or was it just, it was something to do, and it was like goals, like you were knocking off, like you said, you know, you get to see tangible things, you know, certain things in life that I think kind of really get to show you something tangible. That's why I was like job, like sales jobs, things like that, like fitness. You get to actually see, like, wow, I'm increasing muscle. You know what I'm saying? You get to see tangible numbers. So what do you think it really was out of that was just making you feel better? Just how you feel, or what?
It was a mix of both, you know. Because like I said, before Colombia, I was drinking a lot, partying a lot. I was like pretty chubby, or whatever. I don't know. Like I gained like
well,
50
chubby for you,
pounds.
I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just very like lethargic, like like I just wasn't. So when I switched up everything, I got results, and I love how I felt, and I just wanted to keep it going. Because your fitness is not like a one-stop destination. It just keeps going, and you keep evolving, and you keep getting new goals, and you know, it's always a journey.
For sure. So out of that whole journey, like the time span for you, you said like from your freshman college through up until like recently, like that right now, like you're at your peak at this pretty much. With that said, you have 2 children?
No, one.
You have one.
Yeah, one baby.
How do you balance, like how do you find yourself balancing your work life, doing all of the like the physical training and everything like that, but then also maintaining, you know, your home life, like you with your daughter?
Well, I mean, I would say at first it was difficult because it's kind of like trial and error. You kind of see just what works for you.
For sure.
You know, like at first you buy your kids snacks and then you just snack on those as well. You know, it's not gonna just lay around me and not be eating like. So I used to snack a lot. I had to get better with time management, but so my I had this goal to compete in tournaments since before she was born. Like I wanted to compete before she was born, and then I found out I was pregnant, so I had to put a stop to it. So I actually had this goal years ago to start competing. So once she started being more independent, I stopped breastfeeding. I breastfed her almost for 2 years. Long time.
No, I breastfed my daughter for like 2.5 years.
Oh yeah. Actually, I stopped right before her third birthday. 2.5 years. Yeah.
So it was a long time, literally. But you know what it is too, like because not like you're into fitness and everything, you also realize the impact that it has on your body.
Yeah.
Like how amazing our bodies are, but also that you have no, like you can't not nourish yourself.
Yeah.
You know, because it takes a lot out, it dehydrates you and everything.
God, yeah, breastfeeding it actually helped me bounce back though, because you burn like 500 calories by doing it.
That shit is no joke.
So when I stopped, I like gained all this weight. I gained like 10 pounds like not too long ago, because she turned 3 in October.
Oh, because that's when you noticed the.
Yes. So like around what's the month before October? September.
Yeah.
Around September, I stopped. Then October, November, I was like in this whole gain season. I was like doing heavy legs. I'm like, well, if I'm gonna gain weight, it's gonna go to my legs.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like in my desired body parts. But then, you know, I really wanted to compete, so I was actually training 5 times a week since October, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Because like I said, that's my number one goal right now, to keep on competing.
Awesome.
So then I actually cut weight because you have to be under 135. I was actually sitting at 140 a few months ago. And right now, I'm at 129, 130. So I cut 10, 11 pounds.
You're a beast. That's crazy, because she was like, yeah, I'm about to cut weight. I'm not cut weight. What do you mean?
Yeah, it's because my body just holds on to muscle really well. I don't even lift like that. All I do is like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and that's like intense wrestling. So that's what works for me. That's my preference. But, you know, for everybody it's different. For some people, they like to lift. For some people, they like Zumba. Other people, they like cycling. Me, I go through different phases. Like, I'm all about the Stairmaster for 3 months. Then it's like, nah, F the Stairmaster. Then it's like, I'm all about the elliptical now.
Yeah.
And then now I'm into spin. Now I'm into like cycle. Yeah. I don't take the classes though because they really push you. I do my own spin. I put my own music and then I push myself and then like 40 minutes alright, I'm done.
Tay, have you ever done any of those spin classes?
I've never done it. I don't know.
Yeah, they're intense.
You know, I did one in my life. I did one class, like one time, or like I did it maybe twice. Somebody did it. They used to have it in my old gym. And yeah, that shit was no joke. But the hardest part is the seat, like literally.
Yes.
That was a double entendre. Like, literally, don't even ask me. But
I got it.
for real though, like that was the hardest part. It was the seat.
That's so true. The
Like,
seat
it's
sucks.
just mad uncomfortable for no damn reason. Like that's probably the really reason why a lot of people fuck up. If not, it would be so much easier.
Yeah.
Tay, did you ever think about doing any jiu-jitsu or anything like that? Like trying to compete with Liv?
When I was younger, I actually want to get back into it. When I was younger, I did taekwondo. And the reason I stopped doing it is because I had moved. I was doing it Durham at the time, and I started going to school in Cary. So it was like a hassle trying to go back and forth. But I really want to get back into it. I actually want to get into boxing.
Into boxing?
Yes.
Word.
That's awesome. Love
Yeah,
boxing.
Viv's over here boxing too. Maybe she could teach you some stuff, even though it's from far. What's some boxing tips you got for Tay?
Oh man, I'm not a boxing pro, but I know the basics like jab, cross, like
Okay.
you know, like I actually used to do it when I was 12, then I stopped. Like I said, my fitness journey has been for like a long time.
Nice.
Yeah.
So when people think I got results like in the past year, I'm like, nah, I've been in this.
Long term.
Yeah,
For sure.
exactly.
For sure.
It's been a long time. But boxing tips? I don't know. You just really need a good coach to show you. Watch Creed.
Hey, there we go.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I still have to see the second one.
What? You haven't seen
Nah,
it?
I don't be out like that. I just do the podcast and I work.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I do.
I liked it. It was a good movie.
I gotta go see it. And Tay, I'm really curious to know what you got to ask Viv because you're in that same world.
Well, one thing I wanted to ask her was, what would you say was your hardest fitness result?
My hardest fitness result? I guess it was just after having my baby, you know, like having to bounce back. I was all the way up to like 180, and my lean weight is like 125. So right now I'm not even at my leanest weight. So I had to drop, what is that, like over 50 pounds?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it was water weight, but I just had to start over because in my last months of pregnancy, you know, I wasn't being strict with my diet anymore. I was just eating whatever, whatever my baby was craving. So I really had to like build discipline again and like learn everything again because pregnancy really takes a toll on you and like it just like the hormones messes with your cravings and everything. And then even after I lost the weight, I just had to learn how to like manage my cravings, manage my time working out and like everything else. I mean, it was accomplished within like 9 months postpartum. For some people, they bounce back even quicker, but for me, like, I really had to work for it.
So you said about 9 months after?
Yeah, I mean, I lost the weight, like, 4 months after, but, like, really bouncing back to my old body.
Yeah, you felt like what was you.
Exactly. Like, before pregnancy, like, 100%.
Okay.
Nice.
Except the loose skin. I mean, the loose skin sometimes
Yeah.
stays there, but,
Yeah.
you know.
It's all good.
Yeah. But that would be my hardest fitness result. Getting back to, like, my 120s after being all the way to, like, 185.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I really blew up in my pregnancy.
I mean, I don't know. Is that 180 though? Really? Is that?
I mean, I'm 5'1", so it's a lot for a short girl.
No, yeah, I'm probably like 5'2" and something.
What did you get to? What do you think?
Normally I'm like 130. I was like I know I didn't hit 200 pounds. I was probably like 170, 175. But my ass was out walking June. I was fucking swimming. I was doing everything. But like towards like my first 6 months, I was nauseous all the fucking time. I had like a really bad morning, afternoon, night sickness. I'll be tattooing, run out the room, throw up, come back, work. But then like you said, like with the breastfeeding, that took a lot of the weight, and I don't work out. I'm like, I just love food. Like I just eat really like decent. But I can't imagine the process, for instance, like how your body feels. like it's so foreign, you know, like after you have a kid and like all these new things, getting used to your new body and yourself, you know, and then like a brand new routine, like you said, you have to relearn everything.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so up to date, like, what do you feel like was your biggest lesson through it all that involved your fitness journey, your personal journey?
Wait, can you ask that again? Like, what was my biggest lesson out of my fitness journey? You know, I would say the same approach doesn't work for everybody. You know, there's like different approaches for different people, and you just have to like. For me, it was a lot of trial and error. There was a lot of times I gained and I lost. I felt strong and I felt weak. You know, so you have to kind of figure out what kind of person you are. Like, for example, I know I love food. So sometimes I do intermittent fasting where I just don't eat for 16 hours. Like I go to sleep late. My last meal will be like 9:30, 10. Then I eat the next day like around 2 after I'm done training. And then I'm able to afford like more bad foods. And then I cut out the window, then again 9:30 or 10 stop eating. And that's what's helped me lose weight. You know, for other people it just might be like low carbs. Or like sometimes I'm a salty snacker eater. Like I love
salt?
I was gonna ask you earlier. I was like, I gotta ask what's my favorite snacks.
Cheetos, cheese doodles.
What about you?
I love dark chocolate. I keep it in my bag at all times.
Oh, your sweets?
I'm like sweets. I'm kind of like, it's weird for me because I don't like candies or nothing like that. I like chocolates. So like pomegranate, dark chocolate covered anything,
That
and
sounds good.
yeah, because I can't do like milks or like milkshakes, none of that shit.
Yeah.
So like I got like 85% cocoa in my fucking bag. This shit is dark. It tastes like black coffee.
It's sweets. I can do all that shit. I don't know why sweets is salty food. Barely ever.
Really?
I love that
Barely
shit.
ever. Like I'm never really a salty kind of guy. But I will say sweets though. Sweets I'm always craving. So I'm probably mad low on magnesium. Like super. I don't know because I always crave sweets. What about you, Tay? What's your craving? Salts, sweets, or what? What you got? Weird, those are mad good.
That's funny.
Of course, this guy, the fit guy, is gonna say green tea.
For real.
They still $1.
Oh.
You weird. That's how I used to be. That's how I used to be. The which ones? I don't think we got that over here. Well, we do. We have cookouts in the summertime, but no, I'm just joking. Yeah. There's like a franchise. Yeah, I never.
Oh my god.
It's over. Yeah, no, yeah. So Tay's a little bit. Well, I guess sweets. Yeah, those are both sweets. So you're probably more of a sugar guy like me then.
Tay, you rebellious for that one.
He's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna take the hit. Word.
Start using that line.
Yeah, she's like, I'm gonna start using that shit. Tay, you gotta brand that, man. But what do you feel like is like, because you know, you obviously deal with a lot of people, you know. What do you feel like the number one kind of excuses people give, or the number one like kind of issue people have with like trying to like achieve their goals?
It would definitely be like work. Like, oh, I don't have time. I think that's
Time
the
is
number
the
one
key.
excuse. Time.
Yeah, time.
But you know, like, I'm a mom, and I also have my job and like whatever else. And it's like you have to make the time, whether it's 5 in the morning or 9 o'clock at night. You have to sometimes sacrifice your time with your family or whatever it is, but it's usually just an hour. All you need to do is just sacrifice an hour for your health and for your future, so you could be there better for your kids and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So time is definitely the number one excuse.
Time, right? Yeah.
Time. Mm-hmm.
Everyone says
All the
no.
time.
No time for that.
Or your schedule doesn't work with mine, or like whatever it is. I don't have time for that. I get out of work late. It's time.
Mhm.
All right. What else? What are some of the issues you see people throwing at you?
Issues?
Not really issues, but they be like, when they can't achieve their goals, what do you think? It's like the food, or what do you think? Is it just not getting in the gym, or they doing the food right? What do you think is usually a bit more from what you see? Do you see it's like more people fucking up on the diet? Because you do the challenges too. Is it more people fucking up the diet, or more people fucking up not showing up?
No, it's definitely the hardest part about fitness and like health is food. Like, yeah, your results are like 70-80% nutrition, and then like the 20% what you put in the gym. You know, so like if you're not eating right and you work out hard all the time, like you're still not gonna get the results you're looking for. So it's basically when I'm not there with you, that's when you're fucking up. Because when you're at the gym, you're mine. Like you're doing as I say. But when you're home, like it's like you're on your own.
Mhm.
So you have to take like your own discipline and accountability on what you're eating, what you're putting in your body.
For sure.
And fitness, a lot of my clients, I tell them the same thing. Like, you can't just show up here 3-4 times a week and expect to get results. Like, what are you doing outside of here? You know, you only give me 1 hour of your time, and there's so many hours in a day.
Yeah.
Like, are you doing your cardio on our off days? Are you eating right? Are you drinking enough water? Are you stressed out? Like, it's so many things that go into people's results.
Word. But it's one thing everyone kind of needs to do, so it's also a good thing to be in. You know, everyone needs to be worried about their health.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You make a good point that like you had mentioned earlier that like different you need different things for different people because obviously we all have different bodies, right?
Yeah.
Different lifestyles and the such. So you know, like you had mentioned like how sometimes people are looking at you like, oh yeah, like they assume that you get these results like overnight or like over a short span of time, but you've been working at this I mean for a good portion of your adult life.
Yeah.
Right? So what are some things that like people have said to you that have upset you? Like I mean like insults or assumptions that people have made to you that is something that you would like call out.
I don't know. I don't think I've gotten that many complaints. If I get complaints, it's like, Viv, you train us too hard. You know?
Trying to like you taking
That's a good thing.
take me to the next level, right?
Word.
Yeah, a lot of people that train with me have a love and hate relationship with me. Like, they hate me while they're with me, then they love me later on.
You're trying to unleash that beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like I like to push people. I like to challenge people because I feel like, you know, with challenge comes change.
Mhm.
If you train the same, you stay the same.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't feel like I've gotten a lot of complaints from people, except for people that don't like to get pushed. You know, like, all right, stop. And it's like I kind of respect their boundaries, but like at the same time, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah,
I'm here to
exactly.
push you, you know, to
Take
be
it-
better.
Take it to that next level.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what you pay for. 'Cause anyone else could
I was
just.
just gonna say that's what you pay
That's
for.
what you pay for. You know, it's just that
Yeah.
person kind of in your face. You know, because it's like anyone can like Google and look up how to do workouts. You know what I'm saying? But
Exactly.
you need someone that's gonna help push you to take you to that next level.
That's so true because there's so much information on Google, how to eat right, how to work out. There's so much information there, but like what really makes you valuable as a trainer, as a person, is like you giving them that accountability, that motivation, and like being there for them. I wasn't always a pusher. In the beginning of me being a trainer, I was actually kind of shy. Like, I would tell you what to do, but if you didn't want to do it, I'd be like, okay. Like, so trust me, it took years of experience for me to understand, like, you don't want to do it? Well, we're going to fucking do it. Like,
yeah.
so I changed a lot over the years. Like, and every year I just feel like I get better at what I do.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's good. It's development.
Yeah, exactly. Because I wasn't always like this,
Sweet.
you know? But, what were we saying before? I wanted to say something about that. There's so much information out there.
Well, there is. Yeah, there's so much information.
Yeah, exactly. Like everybody, like anybody could get fit off the internet now, you know, because all the information's there.
We don't have that accountability. The accountability is the main thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like people need either information, accountability, or motivation. So that's why, like, if you want to be in the fitness industry, you want to be a good trainer, you have to like provide kind of like all three.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. It's like a little starter pack.
No, yeah, I was gonna ask what tactics do you use, but that was perfect because that just kind of like segued right into that. You know, like how you get in people's faces. We're gonna do it because you really don't want to do it, but that's the point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, kind of pushing yourself past the limit as well. Who are some people that motivate you, like to do the kind of work that you do besides yourself? Because I'm sure you motivate yourself.
Well, I'll be honest, and I don't want anybody to assume I'm cocky. I don't really look up to a lot of people. I mean,
No, that's
I probably
fine. That's
should.
not cocky. That's not cocky at all.
But it's
No,
just
but that's
only
good.
because
Yeah, well, I wish I was like, you know, like we all like.
it's only because years ago I recall myself comparing myself to all these beautiful, fit, successful people, and it's just kind of like it makes you kind of feel like shit about yourself because social media will sometimes make you feel like shit about yourself. Like, I'm not as pretty as her, I'm not as skinny as her. So what I did was I kind of like unfollowed all these people that look better than me.
Hey,
So-
you really?
Yeah, because but then that made me value myself as like I'm my own kind of pretty.
For sure.
I'm my own kind of strong. I'm my own kind of successful. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
there yet, but I'm building onto it. But I just feel like if people on social media make you feel like shit, just delete them.
Yeah.
Don't
And you're
follow
also
them.
on your own journey as well. Like,
Yeah.
as an individual, like, you don't have the same journey as them. You don't have the same body type or the
Yeah.
same needs, you
Yeah.
know, and all of those things matter. But it takes to learn from it as well,
Mhm.
you know, because, like, that's why I'm like, I asked him, like, what are your motivations? Because, like, everybody has some, like, a different, like, thing that kind of drives them to do that. And you're amazing at what you do just by looking at, you know, your Instagram. So
Thank you.
it's worth it. That's awesome.
Thank you.
With that too, and
Oh.
when you train people, what do you feel like is the biggest transformation you've seen from like some people that you've worked with?
I've seen a lot of girls, even men, that have just like dropped a lot of weight, a lot of fat, and you know, just like their whole aura changes from like being like lethargic and like kind of like not happy with who they are to like a completely different person, and just like be so confident in themselves. And it really makes me happy to know that I was there to help them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can shout out a few people like Sheena.
Yeah, give a shout out, yo.
Yeah, like Sheena, she's probably not gonna hear this, but she dropped like 20 something pounds with me. This girl Sharon, she also dropped like 20 something pounds with me like her first month. I was like, holy
Nice.
shit, like this is like not normal, but like I guess it was just like a lot of water weight too, and just getting her started because she was like not working out or anything like that. And then like as soon as she started with me, it's like her body went into shock, you know. And she just, who else? So Sheena, Sharon, my girl Crystal. You know, she had a trainer before me, but she felt like she wasn't losing the weight as fast as she would like. So she kind of had like that baby belly,
Okay.
you know, and her belly went back down to normal. She's back to her pre-baby weight. Crystal, who else? Oh yeah, my old friend Nadia. She was getting ready for a wedding, and she was not confident at all. And then like we started sculpting her legs, her arms, and now she looks so beautiful. So I helped a few people out. Those were the biggest transformations. I have lost like 20 pounds or more. So
Word.
yeah, and there's some people that lost less, but you know, like they dropped the fat and they just feel stronger about themselves.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. What I wanted to know with that too is, wait, hold on. Oh yeah, so well, I don't know if you want to say, but you got some stuff coming soon in the future too. Do you want to give any hints to anything at all, or no?
I would just say everybody follow me on Beast Mode Vivian on Instagram and stay tuned.
And stay tuned, because she do got some fire. I think we're gonna have to do a follow up, like another episode.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna have to follow up because I don't
Yeah,
want
for sure.
to let loose on some things, but you definitely do have some fire coming soon. And what do you feel? What's the biggest question you get asked?
The biggest question.
Yeah, like for training and stuff like that.
How do I lose my stomach and how do I grow my ass? How do I get abs? How do I get a bigger butt and legs?
Those are the two things.
Yes, females always ask me like, I just want to lose fat around my stomach, but I don't want to lose fat around my arms or my legs, like, you know. So funny.
I'm not into fitness, but I'm like, when I hear that, and I'm just like,
No.
I just give you, yeah, whoever's hearing this, you can't see this, but I gave the squinty eyes. Like,
Yo, Tay, I want to know yours too, man. What are like the top two questions, or like stuff like that? Like, how do I lose my? I mean, I don't have to come to you for that, are they?
That's funny. Mm-hmm.
But also get abs at the same time. Okay, so since we let's do the ladies now. I want to hear like maybe let's say your top 2 tips for the ladies on how to get a bigger booty, and then I'm gonna ask Vivian. So Tay, what's yours, man? For the first bigger booty, and then for the abs. Okay. Okay. What about yourself? Viv? For some top 2 tips for each one.
For each one, for booty, you guys want to build a booty, you guys gotta put a lot of stress on the muscle. So like whatever you're doing, hold it for a long time. Go heavy as hell. Just like really make your muscle feel like fatigued. Like put it under a lot of stress, and that way the muscle will grow. So it could be either squats, it could be a hip thrust, it could be a curtsy lunge. Everything you could. My favorite type of training is like when you move slow and controlled, because that way your muscles really working. And eat pizza.
You know what?
Eat donuts.
Wait.
You go all out.
I love that.
If you're trying to build and you're trying to gain, that's what you need to do. You need to eat calorie surplus.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So like, if you're trying to gain, girl, yeah, eat.
But
Eat
then
more.
how does she? Okay, but then at the same time, though, she doesn't want to get in the stomach.
So that's what I try to explain to people. It's like 2 different kind of seasons. There's like a gain season and there's a shred season. In your shred season, drink a lot of water, eat low carb or do your fasting, do a lot of reps, do cardio. On your gain season, that's your season when you go heavy at the gym, when you eat a little bit more, when you're bulking basically.
Yeah.
So it's 2 different kind of seasons. That's why I'm saying like your fitness is not like a one-stop destination. It's a constant journey.
Yeah, it's multiple things.
Exactly. So in one season your stomach could get flatter. The next season your legs could get stronger, and you could like hit a new PR on your deadlifts or squats. Then the next season again you're shredding again, and then the next season you're bulking again. But each year you get stronger. But it depends on your goals. For some people they want to get stronger. They just want bigger legs, smaller abs. Smaller stomach. For me, like my goals is just to compete right now, so I'm not really focused on aesthetics, but and more like competing, and I want to compete as much as I can. This is my year to dominate. So
all right, how many times are you trying to compete?
Well, let's see, maybe like 8 times, so maybe like a month in between, just to like train more and stuff.
And when's the next one? When's the next competition?
This Sunday.
Okay. What time?
So our weigh-ins are at 9 a.m. I believe my first tournament is at 11:30 a.m.
11:30 a.m.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's the caucus, so it's not far.
All right. Where? How much are the tickets?
I think it's $15 for spectators to watch. Yeah.
So this is actually going to be out the day after. So I don't know how you did.
Okay. Yeah.
So
For
how'd
sure.
you do? No, tell me. How'd you do? Speaking into reality, speaking into existence. How did you do?
I dominated.
You killed it?
Yeah.
All right. Word. You whooped some ass or what?
Word.
Wait, are you gonna be like, oh my god.
I'll be versing like a few girls under the 135 bracket.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're gonna be whooping some butt. How many do you have to go under? Like,
What do you mean?
do you have to like fight with like 5 different people? How does it work? I don't know how it works. So break it down.
Yeah, it depends on the tournament you're doing. Like the last one I did was IBJJF Pro, which is people that compete all the time, super experienced. That was my first one ever, and it was like one and done. So I actually lost that one. So it was a very humbling experience for me. Like, wow, these people are really good at what they do. And like I just went there, and my nerves kind of got the best of me, because before a big competition and you've been training so hard for it, you get a little nervous, like what could go wrong. Like sometimes like your mind will play tricks on you. So this one, I try not to think about it so much so my nerves don't get to me. but I know I've been training 5 times a day since October. Now we're in February. So it's like I did everything I could to be the best I can. So even if I lose one, I'm not speaking into existence. I'm just saying like I know I'm gonna put on like a good performance, and I did everything I can to be the best that I can.
Word. I like that. Either way, you killed it.
Yeah, exactly.
Either way, no matter what.
There's no loss, just lessons learned.
For sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Speaking of that too, throwback failures.
Oh yeah, those are great.
What's something that you think that you failed at? What did you learn from it?
Something I failed at. I guess my last relationship.
Okay.
You know, we have a kid together, so it was a failed relationship, but I learned a lot from it. You know, I learned how to be a better partner, how to have more patience with people, and how to be a better listener. Because, you know, my flaws is I have a very strong personality. And, like, if you're wrong, you're wrong. I'm not listening to you. Like, I'm very stubborn. Yeah, you know, like, I think I also learned things about myself. Like, all right, these are things that don't flow well with me, and, you know, this is how I could get better at this. So, like, you can learn a lot from relationships, you know. So that's a failed relationship, but I'm happy to say we're friends now.
Nice.
And we're awesome parents to a beautiful little girl, and
Shout
you know,
out to her,
at least
Israel.
at least good things came out of it now.
Yeah.
You know, but that was definitely my biggest lessons learned.
Yeah, I like that, and I do believe, I tell people all the time, like, things happen for a reason. You know what I mean? So it looked like a failure at that time. It may look like it was wrong, but you know what I'm saying? The both of you got a huge blessing out of it. You know what I mean? Like, yo, Mia's amazing. So like, y'all doing your thing, and that's awesome. And that's dope that you learn from it. Because a lot of times people don't. You know what I'm saying? Especially with that, with like failed relationships. You know, they just be like, oh, fuck them, this and that, this and that, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, you learn more about yourself, man. You learn your non-negotiables, the things that you're not willing to like. I'm not gonna negotiate how you treat me, or you know, like your boundaries, and like you said, a lot about yourself. Because sometimes it's like less about the person and more how we react to certain things. You can't control somebody else. You can control yourself. Yeah. You know, so that's really the only thing we have control over. As much as you love somebody, you can't be like, hey, do this, do that, and they're gonna like not fail you. Like, people make mistakes. Your life is messy.
It is.
Life is messy.
You know, I think it's so dope too. You know, when I look at relationships, like serious relationships when you're younger, like serious where like there's a kid involved, or you know, you living together, things like that. You know, or even just some pretty heavy relationships. Like once you're like 18, 19, 20, your brain is starting to really develop. And I think that if it doesn't work out, you learn so much from it. And I think it really does a lot, you know, like a lot for you, you know, because you go through so much, and I feel like it really gets you ready, you know, for your life, and it gets you to see, you know, things who you truly are, maybe way faster than it, you know, normally would, you know, because you learn, like, living with someone, you know, having a kid with someone, parent, like, when it's that serious of a relationship,
For sure.
and you're a little old, but you're not too old to where it's like, you know what I mean, obviously change can always happen at any time, but it's like, oh, damn, okay, like, I see that now, maybe I wouldn't have, you know, I would have saw it too late. You know what I mean? So I think it's a blessing sometimes in those things that happen like that. You know, it's like cause you're still young. You know what I mean? Like I was one of those situations. Like, but guess what? It's like, yo, we're still young out here, but we learned so much to where now we know we're not gonna settle.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, you know, like how you're supposed to be treated. You know what I mean? You know what you deserve. You know what you want. At the end of the day, you know what I mean? Because you went through something that it was what you didn't want.
For sure.
So.
Yeah.
And you can see red flags from like a mile away.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, what if you didn't see those things, you know, you were just going through things, or you're just partying, you're not learning nothing, and then shit, you like 30 years old, 35 years old, you get in your first relationship, and then it fails or whatever, and then you're like, damn, now I gotta start over at 35, 40. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's always, you can always hit that reset button, but I think just embrace it. You know what I'm saying? So anyone who's going through something like that, you're still young. You know what I mean? Like,
For sure.
just embrace it and learn from it, and then it's gonna make you a better person overall.
I agree.
What advice you have to some mothers out there? Because I know we got a lot of females right now listening, you know, moms. You know, like what advice do you have to that? Because you're raising Mia, between you and, you know, you guys raising Mia to be really, really awesome. You know what I mean? I see her running around, like hanging out. Like she's good. Look like you guys are really bringing her up good. What advice do you have to other mothers?
I don't know. I think a lot of moms just like give up on themselves, maybe like health wise, fitness wise, or maybe they give up on trying to feel beautiful about themselves. But I just want them to like use their son or daughter or their kids as their why, as why to be better, why to be a strong woman in their life, like a rock in their family.
Yeah.
You know, like you want to be the best version you could be, so your kids could look up to you and admire you, and you know, like you just want to be a better human being around them. You know, like, and don't compare yourself to other people that didn't have kids or anything like that, because you went through something very drastic. You know, like after I had my kid, my waist never went back down the same because my ribs expanded. But again, your ribs expanded to make life. You know, and that's such an honor for you to be a mom. And you should feel beautiful, and you should feel strong about yourself, and you shouldn't give up on yourself. And you are your own kind of beautiful, and you should own it. You know, so like just don't give up on yourself, and be the woman that your kids will be proud to call as their mom.
Word.
Absolutely.
I like that. That was beautiful.
Oh, thank
For
you.
real. Nah, for real. Like that was. You're gonna make me cry over here. I know Tay's crying right now over the phone, y'all. I know it. Shit. Tay, you lucky not over here, man. Nah, man. But Tay, any other like, cause y'all in the same industry, any of those little insiders that you want to ask Viv? You want to talk about Viv or anything? There's a delay.
My phone might die.
Oh my God. Oh,
I'm sitting here talking about that.
it was on mute. It was on mute.
But no, what I was saying was she has the same mindset as I do, which is crazy.
Aw.
But is it harder being a female trainer? Do you think it would be harder being a female trainer versus like the male trainers you see out here?
I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I did have a male trainer. Like, my first trainer was a male. They offered me a girl, and I was like, nah, I want a jacked guy. To you know, I think he knows what he's doing, you know? So sometimes we have kind of like a misconception, or like, you know, a misunderstanding of how badass a female can be. But, yeah, I would say usually guys get more clients, but maybe because I don't know. Sometimes I don't know why, but I feel like more people gravitate towards guy trainers. But I feel like if you're a girl trainer, hey, just like embrace the hustle, and embrace like how to sell better, how to influence better, how to market yourself better, and make sure you look the part. You know, because it was hard for me to get clients at first, but I've been doing it for like 4 years now, which isn't even a long time, but I understand a lot better now than I did back then. And I don't look at guys as my competition. I think there's plenty of room for everybody to eat. You know, guys, girls, whoever. Just always make sure like you look the part. And if it's harder for you to get clients, just read some personal development. You know,
Yeah, I like that.
yeah, that's what I did for years. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Tay just sent us some books. What books? Tay, what books were those?
So it was it was 3 different ones. Each of them was something different. The one that I sent for Natalie was about how to have a conversation with your kid. It was talking about I think it was like talk, listen, and understand or something like that.
I got
I'm
it.
trying to go back and see the pictures because I actually see the pictures. And then the one that I sent for Dane, that's a Stephen King novel. I actually got into it myself. I've been reading Stephen King, Mr. Mercedes. I'm almost finished with that one.
Yeah.
And the last one, I think was it Staying Sharp?
Yes.
Yeah,
Staying sharp.
And that's it was 9 keys for a youthful brain through modern science and ageless wisdom. So it's kind of like giving you tips and ideas to kind of stay sharp, to not go into that point where you feel like you're not really using your brain and you're not really using all, I ain't gonna say 100% of your brain, because none of us really use 100% of our brain. We use like 10 to 15% or something like that. But it's teaching us how to stay active and keep our brain moving, keep our
You know what's funny is I saw that too because I've been going to Barnes and Nobles a lot lately, and I actually did see that book. They actually have it out like I think towards the front, and I'm meaning to get that book pretty soon actually. What
I would do what Natalie said. I would go to the library and check it out first.
Word.
Because my first book that I got from the library, I checked out a book called Sports Genes, and it was about people and their genes and how differ from different races and things like that. And I got like 30 pages in the book, and I was like, no, I don't like this book.
Yeah.
It was informational, but it was like one of those books where I dreaded reading.
Yeah.
So then I went into something. I went into the Stephen King novel, something that I knew was exciting. And literally, like my first day reading the book, I read 75 pages of it.
Mm.
And I'm like a 100 pages left in the book, and I only had about a week and a half.
What that that shit. I don't know
Honestly.
how you read that much. I was gonna say that's a lot.
Yo, you get quiet time reading a book and the hours pass by. I have a book that I think you might like. I'll send it to you later. It's called The Outliers. It's similar to that, but it's like it's not a hard read. It's not like you don't dread reading it.
Viv, what's some personal development books that you think are dope that you read?
So I know I have like a lot at home, but my memory sucks.
Like,
It's
I'm
okay.
like that way too.
My memory
Hanging out.
sucks. Like
Well,
there's like
I think you have to put it on your IG story, yo. Put them up.
okay.
Yeah,
Recommend
we'll
them.
share
Yeah,
it.
we'll share it.
Yeah.
We want the people to know. I actually just got a book recently. It's called The Mastery of Love.
Ooh.
Yeah, The Mastery
that.
of Love. It's really fucking interesting so far. It's breaks down. It's kind of like self-love, love within like all different type of relationships, all that. Like I said, I just started. I'm about to be on the second chapter, but looks really really good. So go check it out. It's called The Mastery of Love. The author, I think, is like Miguel something. I'll put the details in the show notes. Go check it out. And actually, speaking about books, y'all, we're gonna give you a free book right here, right now. All right, on the spot. We're gonna give you a free audiobook. All right. So one of the books that Vivian puts up, or one of the books that Tay just talked about, or mine, whatever one, you can actually get that free audio version now. All right. So you can actually do that. So now you can get an audiobook and listen to all your workout.
Awesome.
All right, for real. All you gotta do is just go to audibletrial.com/therapy without a degree. All right, you get a free month and a free book. And remember, people, you can cancel that shit right after. All right, they said we could say that. No, for real, you could actually cancel that shit right after. So go get your book.
29 days.
That's what I'm saying. You have 29 days. And also, even if when you cancel, you still have the book. So that's the dopest part. You literally get a month free trial. You get one free book. And what I like about it too is that you can get samples from all the books.
Yes.
So just like how y'all said about going to the library, it's kind of like a really lazy way of going to the library. Like literally, you just hit sample and you get like a good minute. You know what I mean? And obviously, it's not as much as really just sitting there reading it, but I mean a little bit. You know, like I'll press sample and I'll listen to sometimes, and I'm either like, nah, I can't listen to that voice.
Yeah.
Or I'm like, damn, like this book is kind of like too much of a hard read for me because
Yeah.
I'm simple. You know what I mean? Like, I like listening to things. You know.
Well, let me tell you another feature that's really cool that I learned about. You can send people books and they'll actually get that book for free. So basically, like I sent Chase a book, for instance, and he ended up you send the email or whatever, and it'll be like, your friend, read this book and thought that you would like it, whatever, and then it says the book title and it's like, here's a free book, and then they literally just sign up for the trial. They get
For the Audible? Okay.
they get the book that you sent them for free plus 2 tokens.
Hey, look at that, yo! See, look at that. You get to
Easter eggs unlocked.
Word.
Yo.
For real, yo. So go over there, check that out. audibletrial.com/therapy without a degree. Where I think Vivian needs a book.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you funny.
I'm just saying Vivian needs a book. I don't know. You know what I mean? Just trying to speak, my visions for her into the reality. You know what I'm saying? I think she needs a book.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Maybe coming soon in a bookstore. Maybe I was gonna say a theory near you.
You know
I
what's
hope
funny?
so.
You know what's funny? I actually have a lot of personal development books at home, but I'm a Sagittarius, so we get started and we're so into it, but then we kind of get bored towards the end. And all right, new project.
Exactly.
It's a bad trait, but I still get a lot of information from it because I get pretty close to finishing, It's like the same thing.
Yeah.
You guys probably don't know this, but I actually used to draw. Like, I used to paint.
Ooh,
Awesome.
okay.
Yeah, so like.
In our creative circle over here. Yeah.
Yeah, but I would get bored. Like, if it took so long to sketch something, like, I was just kind of like.
You get bored of it?
Yeah, because drawing is like hours.
It's tedious.
Yeah, it's tedious.
I think I have that too, and I don't know because like I believe in all that zodiac shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm a Capricorn, kind of right after, so I don't know if we kind of get a little bit of both of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. Like I want to, or I think I just get bored of things.
Yeah, that's the same thing with me.
You know, like, and sometimes I can't even imagine doing some things for so long. Like I'm not even playing. Like I don't know why I get bored of shit. Like, but it's different though because when you say that, sometimes people think of like people or something like that. Like, you know, like it has nothing to do with that. It's just other things. You know, like jobs. You know what I mean? Like literally, I get bored of a job. Like 2-3 years.
Me too.
Kind of bored of it. You know what I mean? But also at the same time, like I'm really weird because at the same time I don't like change. So I don't know. It's really weird.
It probably just depends on the subject matter, to be totally honest with you.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like I'll ever get bored of tattooing, but like, I go through phases where I just don't want to paint. It's just super seasonal to me. And I'll just be like, I'm not doing this, not this season. You got all these other artists, like, if you don't paint, you're not a real artist. And I'm like, F you. Like, I do what I want. I'm an artist. That's why I'm an artist. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Create.
There's phases for me. I go through phases of creativity where I'm, like, on fire. And then other times where I'm, like, almost... I'm not suppressing myself, but more so like I need you to just take a break. Where I like produce so much artwork, kind of like when I spoke about the book, and then I'm just like I'm just gonna chill right now. I'm just gonna promote this or whatever, you know.
Word.
It depends.
Yeah, I guess you have your moment for things, and maybe it's like a creative part
It depends
too.
on how I
You
feel.
know, like I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with that as well. I got to dig deeper into that. I got to figure out why. I like to dig deep into things, but that's something I've definitely been realizing lately. I'm like, I just get like. I guess it's just how to because I'm working on trying to stay consistent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like at least that's one of my goals for this year. Like 2019 is like staying consistent and like executing. You know what I mean? Like actually, because that's a big part of it. You know what I mean? I'm staying consistent and executing all that. So it's like, how do you not get like when you say you don't finish the book? In theory, you didn't execute. You know what I'm saying? You didn't go 120.
Yeah.
You didn't go beast mode because you didn't finish it. No, but for dead ass when you.
Thanks
really
for checking me, Joe.
No, I'm just saying.
No, it's
but,
true.
You know, it's me too though. So it's like, maybe what could we do to find that extra missing piece? But with other things, because with other things though, like you accomplish your goals though. So you go beast mode when you try to hit like a certain weight or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's because they're like short term. Maybe it's that. You know, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I just think I really like to be active. Like,
Yeah, maybe you always need something kind of like.
yeah, like when I'm drawing or painting, like I'm working on something and it comes out nice and I can add on to it, but sometimes I don't finish because I don't feel like sitting down again.
Yeah.
And just like my neck and.
So, I'm gonna have to paint something for you. I'm gonna have to paint something for you.
Yo, she's fine. She be doing some real shit. I gotta see something from you though.
Yeah.
We gotta see. You gotta work on a little something. For real, yeah. We put you on the spot. Not like right now. Like we're gonna do like make you freestyle or nothing. Like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
No.
But not soon. You know, soon we need something. We need something. We need drunk. Cause we all like into that shit. You know, Zane, Bill, so I'm gonna have to see something.
That's pretty cool. You know, I like sketching people's faces, like eyes and stuff. Yeah, I don't know why. I like doing that. Like, I'm not into, like, scenery and everything. I like painting it, but when it comes to drawing, I like eyes.
Eyes, that's your thing. Okay.
Window to the soul.
What about you? What's your favorite thing to
Windows.
draw?
I love drawing women.
Women?
I'm so inspired by the human body in all of its glory. Like I drew bodies so often, so much, that my grandmother was like, "Are you gay?" And I'm like, "I might be." Like, okay, but I just like drawing, but bodies, like the way they contort, whether you put clothes on them or not, the different ways that they can look, same body, different proportions, you know what I'm saying? No two are alike, and I think that's what kind of gets me. You know, there's so much you can do with it. That's my thing.
Tay, what about you, man? What do you like? Kind of like you're wondering what do you like to draw?
Well, I was an anime type of guy.
Okay.
When I was in school, we used to draw like religious drawing faces and stuff like that. I didn't really care
Okay, so she relates to that. Hands, okay.
She said, yeah, she said something about the human hand that treats her. She don't know what it is, but she was like, yeah, some pictures of my hand. And she just said it to me.
Oh, that's fire. Shout out to her. That's dope. Hands, yeah. I think a lot of people like doing the hands too. I think I've seen that one before. I kind of relate with you, man, with the anime stuff, but not necessarily actually anime. I used to just like to draw things, like
Items. Still life.
items. Yeah, it's like things like that, or like objects, or like cartoon characters. You know, stuff like that. Letters.
Or
You know, all that type of stuff. People, I wanted to get into people, but I'm also really slow. Like, it takes my time. I can't just say whip up something in an hour. You know what I mean? Like, I like to take my art. Like, I take my time. And that's also why I kind of stopped doing it as I got older, because that time. You know what I mean? Like, you just, like you said, use time as an excuse. You know, so it just wouldn't happen. Like, so people, I kind of always wanted to get to it. Always wanted to kind of like really get in my bag with it. But every time I did it was like, yo, fam, this is just taking way too long.
oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's coming on fire, but just you know what I mean? It's just taking way too long. So I think you guys inspired me to get into that, try that out a little bit.
It has to
It's
do
been a
with your
long time.
interests, because it's like, what are you willing to, like what she was saying, sacrificing that time. Like, what are you willing to sacrifice your time for? If like something is too tedious for you, do you really like it? You know what I'm saying? You just gotta go with the things that you like. That shit flows so naturally when you really enjoy it. You know, it's like, it just depends on the subject matter and what it is, whether it's like fitness or art or podcasting, talking to people, you know, videography, photography, all that shit. You know, it's like you throw somebody in a place where it's like, damn, I kind of know how to do this, but like,
Not 100.
yeah, and it's like, damn, you start downing yourself, you're like, ah, fuck this, throw the towel in, you know what I'm saying? But I could do it, but like, not today.
No, I like that. But y'all inspire me though.
Dude.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get back into the bag, yo. And like I said, we've got to draw something, so I should be back in it.
Yeah.
But before we close out the episode, I did want to kind of just say, yo, thank you to obviously Vivian for coming through.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
You're real. Beast mode Vivian, unleash the beast. Yo, I live by like Eric Thomas quote. He says, everybody want to be a beast until it's time to do what beasts do.
Yeah.
I love that quote. Shit always reminds me of you too.
Aww.
Nah, for real.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, no, that shit's fire. So thank you for coming on too. I also want to say big shout out to everyone. Thank you, Nat. And thank you out to Zane, his wife. Was that his wife? No, his wife. And shout out to, I'm sorry, I forget, what homeboy's name that came with us? Steven. Okay, yeah, I know him by his Instagram name.
Yeah, Tattooed Montague.
Yeah, shout out to Steven, man. He was like at first like the realest one to me, because I'm like, fam, like, yo, you coming out? Like, I don't even know you. Yo, thank you. You know what I mean? Like, for real. Like, that I really, really appreciate it. So I want to say thank you to all you guys for coming out and making our little Sunday adventure to New York City like really, really dope.
Yeah.
We actually put out the first piece of content for the Throwback Failure Thursdays. And yeah, that was one, like I said, just thanks again to y'all, because that was really, really dope. And it's always amazing to see an idea that you have in your head and after you create it and you see it, like, wow.
Yeah, come to fruition.
Yeah, so I was really, really, really happy the way it came out. And that just reminds me too, if you listen to this, pause this, like right now. Just click pause, like right now. Well, not yet, so you gotta hear what I'm gonna tell you, doing my bad. You actually have to go to YouTube, alright? So you have to go to YouTube and subscribe to our channel so you can go watch the videos that we're talking about. And also because we got some really, really dope shit, right? We're about to be pushing Zane to the limit, alright? Because after I saw that video we did with Viv, I said, I can't do it. You know what I mean? We need so much more.
Oh yeah.
That shit was nuts.
Yeah.
Viv, do you have a website?
Yeah, it's bstmdtraining.com. So it's an acronym for beastmodetraining.com.
Hey.
Yeah.
Sweet, beautiful. And at Beast Mode Viv?
So no, the website is again BS.
No, your Instagram.
Oh, my Instagram.
Yeah.
It's just Beast Mode Vivian, Vivian.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Word. And you're gonna be doing you think when the summertime comes, you're gonna be doing the trainings, the classes, all that, or?
Oh yeah, I still run my boot camps. I'm there every day except for Sundays. That's like my personal day.
Okay.
But I'm there every single day. So if you guys ever want to check me out, just DM me or hit me up. And
On Instagram, right?
yeah, exactly. I got a good group of girls, and don't be intimidated. I got beginners, I got advanced, I got everybody. And you know, at first it's your first time going, they're like a little intimidated, but don't be intimidated. Everybody that works with me, I feel like I attract people that are good vibes, because I'm good vibes.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you come through, it's good vibes.
Sweet.
All right.
And if you don't bring good vibes, then maybe you just don't belong
Yeah,
there.
that means that's it. You out of there. But word. Also, the last thing I wanted Nat to cover was when's the date for your art show? Yo?
All right, cool. So my art show is going to be Saturday, April 13th. It's going to be in Belleville, 86 Overlook Ave. You can go on any one of our Instagram, Therapy Without a Degree, Nat Cruz Tattoos, I Am Zane Magazines. We all have it up. You can see the flyer on there. If you're an artist and you're listening to this, I still have 5 more slots to fill. It's going to be a pretty awesome venue. It's going to be just full of fly artists, whether you're a photographer, videographer, if you do painting, if you make clothes, whatever. I mean, you can make cookies, like, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, if you're a creative that wants to display their work, just a quick breakdown, I'm not asking anything as far as monetary for your work. Whatever you sell is going to be for you. It's going to be a networking event, and most of all, you know, to have a good time. I really want to meet all these new people. I would love to introduce you to my awesome team that I have, you know, and just really networking. So April 13th, Saturday. You got a few months. Check out our Instagram and get on it.
Word, I like that. Yo, go check it. I can't wait for it.
I'm excited.
And I like that the date is like not like tomorrow, that we have some time.
Oh yeah.
Get ready, prep. If you want to request your day off, all right, be there or else.
Oh yeah. Oh, and one more thing. So tickets are not mandatory. But if you buy a $10 ticket, you get a voucher for $10 off any one painting. So if you do decide to do that ahead of time, I'm not selling any tickets at the door. If you don't get a ticket, you buy full price.
Hey, all right, look at that mic drop.
Awesome.
Yeah. Gotta incentivize it, man. These artists are amazing.
That's fire. I can't wait for that. That'd be dope.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, what are you shouting out for this week? I'm letting Viv know what we're doing too. At the end of the show, I like to just have people just shout something out that's just dope, like a TV show you watched, a book you read, a store you went to, a restaurant, anything. Just something you think that's dope that you want to put the people on that they might not know about. So, Matt, you want to go? Tay, you want to go? What do we got? What do we got?
Let Tay go first. He always does good ones.
Tay, man, what you got?
Shout out. Alright. I'm just gonna shout out to all the readers out there.
Hey.
I wasn't a reader until more recently. I got back into it. So shout out to all the readers out there. And shout out to everybody that's trying to educate themselves about college. Just by going to a library or Barnes and Nobles, wherever it may be, and just getting your education through the book.
Yeah, man, I like that. And if you're not, don't be afraid to, or, you know, if you haven't picked up anything to read in a long time, like, just try it. You know what I mean? Like, just get into it. Like, I recently did the same thing, and I was never a fucking reader. I hate reading. You know what I mean? Like, I just, now, like, after I've got into a couple books, literally through the Audible, and through listening to them, I'm like, all right, like, I just have to, because there's just so much value out there.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So now it's like, okay, I've been kind of like forcing myself into it, and I've just been buying them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I'm cheap, so if I buy something, like, I know damn sure I gotta get into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For sure.
So word, I like that. What about you now? What you got?
So I want to shout out these 2 books that I'm reading right now. Well, I'm probably reading like 4 at the moment. I'm kind of like rotating. But so the first one is Have Black Lives Ever Mattered by Mumia Abdul-Jamal. And then this one is really just like, it's a collection of all of his like letters and different things from Pennsylvania prison. And he just talks about all these different social issues. And, you know, it just really goes into it, breaks it down like on a timeline. So from like, I want to say from like the 80s